Hello, dear friends. Here we are with one more drops of light. This is day 31st, and we have been studying Spiritist poetry, but not only studying, but actually feeling, bringing it to our lives. And you're invited to join us today as we're going to study this book, Gotas de Luz. The book Gotas de Luz, Drops of Light, by the spirit author Camisiro Cunha, through Xavier, tells us about the lessons of life, the spiritual laws of life, but in Spiritist poetry form, which is very unique. No wonder the first book that was published by Xavier was poetry. A compilation, a collection of Spiritist poetry from authors of the beyond. So this one is one of the authors of that first book, Camisiro Cunha. If you don't know him, he was born in 1880 and he discarnated in 1934. He lived a very short life, but he was extraordinary. He was blind at an early age, 14, 16 years of age. And then later he got married, wrote books. His wife helped him transcribe the books or type in the books, I would say this way. And later, as soon as he discarnated, he was able to join the team of Emmanuel, go to Peter Leopoldo and start his works with Xavier. And this is one of the books. Okay, so we would recommend, if you have Spiritist poetry books with you, keep it with you. This can be a good message every day. Also, you can read at the starting of your meetings in your Spiritist centers, because this will help people not only understand the laws of life, but will facilitate the feeling, because it's almost like music. And it comes from the higher spheres, and it helps us not only acquire the knowledge, but boost and strengthens our moral strength. Okay? So who says that? Leon Denis. Leon Denis, the renowned. It is said that Leon Denis is the one who was assigned by Kardec to supervise the Spiritist movement in the world. And of course, we're saying this under the tutelage of Jesus Christ, right? Yes, my friends. Today we're going to study chapter 22, Proverbs of Light. That's what we're going to study. But before we begin, we want to say hi and remind everyone that we are doing several different works that you can partake. The campaign for books, the book drive, is an ongoing effort here. So here we have Julie from Australia. You know, it's interesting because we were computing yesterday the people who were forming the current at 11 p.m. and we realized that we had people from Singapore, South Africa, Australia, friends from Canada, friends from North America in general, the United States, east to west coast, north to south of the United States, Brazil as well, and many others. I lost my count, but it's beautiful to see if we visualize that we're forming these currents of constructive mental thoughts throughout the earth when we are here connected. Different states in the United States and the whole world. This is a teamwork effort to really help the earth feel the joy. We're building this current of love. Let's do it again today. And Les Severo is here with us. She's also advocating for the causes of the book drive now for the Spiritist Center in Brazil, Luz e Caridade, Light and Charity, that is turning 100 years and is, you know, receiving Kardec radios and all of your help to create their library that will be a reference for the cities in the region. So today they just received a third box, and the third box was from Geraldo Lemos Neto and his publisher, Vinha de Luz in Brazil. Very significant donation of books, and we're very, very grateful. So thank you, Leia, as well, for joining us. Lívia Moraes, how are you, my friend? Teresa Catapano, how are you? Karina is there. Book drive away, huh, Karina? Yes, my friend, I love the dialogue between you and a friend saying, where can I drop it off? Oh, it can be here, it can be there. Making beautiful arrangements. Right on, Karina. André Torres, my friend, how are you? Jairson, the medium that is going to transport the many books that Karina is collecting. Beautiful friend. Leonor Pacheco, how are you? Teresa Castro is here asking if Our Father prayer is a poem too. I don't think so. It's a children's book, but it has some verses there. I recall it. Okay, thank you for asking, Teresa. Sunshine, how are you? Rosalind Rosa is here too with us. And who else we have here? Marcelo Martins. Thank you, Marcelo, for being here with us and sharing the good news as well. These good news are not ours. And Rudy is here, present, right now, ready for these beautiful works that we're constructing together. So, what else can I say here to you? 1 second. Sharing here with the friends of the friends of the friends. All right. Right? Now we're ready. Now we're ready. Good. Go. Chapter 22. Proverbs of Light. And here we have the beautiful in English and in Portuguese. In Portuguese first. Feeling it? Se desejas surpreender a luz, a beleza e a paz, guarda o silêncio da língua e muito perceberás. Sê valoroso no esforço, pela fé que te ilumina, no mármore embrutecido repousa a estátua divina. Se vives rogando a vida para que o ouro te ajude, não ouvides que a riqueza é a tentação da virtude. Cresceste à frente do mundo, que a tua boca se cale. A montanha, por mais nobre, tem alicerces no vale. Quando julgares alguém na luta que te reclama, recorda que o lótus lindo vive puro sobre a lama. Se temes pardais e vermes, ventania, pedra e bruma, não arredes pé de casa, nem semeis coisa alguma. Por roupas e exibições, não alongues teu capricho. Depois do Fausto, há museus, e o luxo procura o lixo. Here we have Jacob joining us. Welcome, Jacob. So let me read to you chapter 22, the poetry of 7 stanzas titled Proverbs. And here we have the saying in English. If you wish to surprise the light, the beauty, and the peace, keep the silence of your tongue, and you perceive much. Be courageous in your effort by the faith that enlightens you. In the bruised marble rests the divine statue. If you live praying for life, so that gold helps you, do not forget that wealth is the temptation of virtue. Were you raised the head of the world, let your mouth shut up. The mountain, however noble, has foundations in the valley. When you judge someone in their struggle that demands it. Remember that the beautiful lotus lives purely in the mud. If you fear sparrows and worms, windstorm, stone, and mist, do not either leave your home or sow anything. For clothes and exhibits, do not crowd your whim. After the pageantry, there are museums, and luxury seeks for the trash. Straightforward, only 7 stanzas, few verses that are here for us to really boost our feeling. How are you feeling today, my friend? We are here past halfway through the year 2017, and we recall the day we began this year wishing for new resolutions. We're already at the end of the month of August. If you're listening to this on demand some other time, the reflection serves the purpose too. Even if you listen to this in 2030, you never know. But it's always current to think and reflect. Where am I heading to? What do I want? Am I prioritizing this temporary life, or am I prioritizing the long run of life? It's a good question for us, because he begins these verses talking about our wishes to understand the light, to feel the light, beauty and peace. When you began a new year, when I began, we always have renewed hopes, but we can renew it every day. No wonder the sun goes to the other side of the earth, giving us an opportunity to reflect in the darkest hours of the planet, so we can illuminate ourselves with our own consciousness and our own conscience, thinking, what have I been doing? So the question here for us is, where are we heading to? Here we have, keep the silence of the tongue and you perceive much. It's amazing because in 2 stanzas, several verses here, he repeats the same, that we should speak less if we want to enlighten ourselves. Therapeutic question to you and I. Can we trim down a little more the much that we... I'm asking this question to myself too. But here it's about, I must. It's a must. He's saying we should speak less to perceive more. We should close our mouth if we really want to strive to progress. It's not new in Camisiro Cunha's verses that he is sharing this knowledge with us. We're in a very verbal society. We barely know how to be among people without speaking. Oftentimes people feel awkward being side by side with family members, friends, colleagues, and not saying a word. But we need to practice in reality the silence of wisdom. It's the silence of wisdom, as the mentor is sharing with us. It's when we're communing with God, reflecting, and we're there with friends and family and colleagues, but not necessarily we have to say something, because it's more important to vibrate, to feel. Sometimes we're so discordant between words, vibrations, actions, feelings. We really need to strive for coherence, as Mentor Joseph wrote in a mediumistic message 2012 when we were in a mediumistic meeting at the Spiritist side of Baltimore. Coherence, speaking less. And that for us who have phones, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it accounts for all the social media. It's not only talking through the mouth. The silence he's saying here is also what we post. We don't need to share everything we're doing. We always need to be merciful, thinking about those who are in our network. And do you think they're doing well enough to go to a restaurant like you and you're taking picture of that plate? They may be working hard and never be able to be there. Is that fair? Is that charity? Is it charity when we are spreading, bad news about people, and people don't even know what they are doing? They just share the things that are not very useful, but the good ones that are useful, people are hesitant. They're like, should I share, should I not share, should I share, should I not share, should I share, should I not share? So we need to ask ourselves, am I searching for it? So that's why in the second stanza, he begins, be courageous in your effort. Be courageous in your effort, he's saying, through the faith that enlightens you. In the bruised marble rests the divine statue. So here we have, my friends, the courage to keep doing the good work in spite of everything. Whether we have support or not, understanding or not, you do what you gotta do because it's between you and God. Like Mother Teresa's prayer. Okay? That's how it works. Right, my friend Adilson? Right, my friend Liver Moraes? Célia Lancaster? Deni Enérica, Lisa Teles, Ceissa Costa, Joyce Magalhães, Ivani, how are you? It's good to have you all here, friends. And here we have two stanzas that are really making us feel different. Be courageous in your effort to do the good. And if your ego gets bruised, don't forget, your statue is being sculpted. Yes, that's how it is. And he says more. If you live praying for life so that gold helps you, don't forget the wealth is the temptation of virtue. Never pray to be rich. Do you pray to be rich? Do you pray to be wealthy? Don't do it. No, you don't want to be poor either. Don't pray to be poor, because you shouldn't pray to be poor either. But we should pray to fulfill God's will. That's the Lord's Prayer. Our Lord, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Aha! On earth as in heaven. So, give us our daily bread. Give us our daily bread. That's the prayer. God, give us what we need. And if he thinks we need wealth, he is entrusting to you a very difficult mission to share that with the world. And wealth is so relative, right? Let's talk a little bit about wealth. So relative. Because wealth is not the billionaires. Wealth is the person who has more than the other. That's all that is. In Islam, in a community, I can find people who are wealthy compared to others who are not. They are entrusted with the task to share. You may feel you're not wealthy, but if you see the people in this world who are struggling, $10 for you is $1 million for them. 1,000 for the billionaires is $1 million for you, at least for me. So we're just saying that we need to think what we're doing this money. Whenever I'm going to spend, I think, God gave me this money, so I use for what I need and for what others need. I remember how often we were told by the mentors to, when you buy something for your child, you always think about another child that has nothing. So we started helping since pregnancy an organization that is named Birthright of Leesburg. We started personally, and then another shelter of mothers, single mothers who have babies, they are teenagers. But then our Spirited Society of Virginia started doing this effort collectively with us. It's been more than 4 years, almost 5 years. And every time we realize, nowadays there's fraternity without borders. Every time you eat, think of the children in Africa and the elderly ones, for example. They do not have food. You go to a restaurant, I go to a restaurant, how much we spend? That money could well be sent to Fraternity Without Borders too. And we always need to think, as Leon Denis said in the book After Death, that we should always think about those that don't have anything. Always, constantly. Almost like a good obsession. You buy clothes for you and you think, oh my, is it really necessary? Yes, it is. But what about those who don't have anything? I could give it to them. So go fraternitywithoutborders.org. You can always sponsor. You know, some people say, I've sponsored. You can sponsor more if you want for $20. The organization is not mine. I'm not asking for money. It's not mine. It's not for me. The founder is Wagner Moura. And we have friends here with us who are advocating for the cause. Xavier, Angelita. They traveled there to Madagascar, Mozambique, and many places to help them. So you can sponsor a zillion children. Think about it every month. $20, different children you're sponsoring, different families. Every month. Do you go to the movie theater? You can every month also sponsor a kid. So, here we have it. When you judge someone in their struggle, remember the beautiful lotus lives purely in the mud. So, of course, we don't know what's happening in people's lives. People don't know what's happening in our lives. Remember when we said to you, people may look at us on Facebook and think, oh, everybody there is doing so well. They barely know what we go through during the day, but when we reach 11 p.m., it's almost like the godmother, the fairy godmother came and said, shh. And we're different. We have a carriage, we have friends, we look so pretty. But when midnight hits, we go back to our simple lives and to our very interesting lives, juggling the tasks and the things like everybody else. But this is the duty of the heart. The 11 p.m. is the duty of the hearts. The friends who have been here with us, they saw with their own eyes cleaning and working and this and that. And then when we come here, ta-da! It's almost a miracle. Midnight hits and we lose the slipper shoes. People are like, what's her name again? We don't know. I'm just joking with you. But don't be deceived by Facebook, my friends. Facebook is beautiful, but it's not what you're seeing. So get the best of it. Like Paul of Tarsus said, when you read a book, you get the best of it. The rest, leave it alone. Same for Facebook. Grasp what's important. Doesn't matter who is speaking the message. What matters is the message. Get the message, feel it, transform it, and strive. As a cartoon character says, be amazing. That's all we do, right? Yeah, Karina, exactly. You start smiling at 10. That's a good one. If you fear little things like worms and little birds, windstorm, stone and mist, do not either leave your home or sow anything. He's saying, some people are so afraid of everything. So he's just saying, if you fear anything, stay home, don't do anything. I love Camisiro Cunha because, you know, the loving spirits are so straightforward. And this is a footnote for us, huh? Mentor Joseph is sharing. Footnote. We need to be more tough-skinned, less sensitive. Of course we can be upset, but we will never stop doing the good works because of the treatment that we get from people. Will you? Don't. Forgive and forget and keep going. And be tough-skinned. Don't expect people's gratitude. Don't expect people to be understanding. They were not with Jesus. They're not going to be with you. They're not going to be with me. So fear no more. Because to do the good works, to leave our homes and do the good works, or stay home and do the good works, through here, we need to tough it up. And tough it up means be less oversensitive. Do you remember? I remember Valéria Benfica, she got the right chapter from the book Green Light. A message by Andrea Lewis talking about the worms that eat up a beautiful tree, and that worm is named oversensitivity. People cannot share positive criticism, and we're already like, oh my God, why is this person doing this to me? I'm no longer gonna work this way. Really? That easy? You're giving up that easy, my friends? It's so common nowadays. I see people, friends of mine call, Vanessa, I had a friend of mine who was in our center. Just because I said something to him, he stopped work. I said, you know, it's very common. Pray. Someday they are going to come back. Because the work is of the Christ. The work is not ours. And for those who see the person, not the message. I wish I were invisible and just sharing. Like a robotic voice. But it wouldn't work, right? We need a human feeling. Right, Antonio Henrique? And finally here, for clothes and exhibits, shows. Do not, he says clearly, do not reinforce your whims. After the pageantry, there are museums and luxury seeks the trash. So true. So true. So true. It's so true, my friends. Sometimes it's only appearances and people cannot see deeply. We love Xavier, right? But you think it was easy for him? No. He didn't have those deceiving appearances that opens doors. He had to work very hard, not only financially, professionally, but in the relationships, because people will not believe a simple person like him right away. Not even his family. But he continued. He was resilient. He endured the struggles. He loved. He forgave a zillion times. And he kept being loyal to God. He kept being faithful to Jesus. And look at the result. Thanks to Chico Xavier, we're meeting here at 11 p.m. every day. Basically, we've been studying for almost a year. Book after book after book, all translated by Chico Xavier. That's an inspiration. He was always there, opening people's hearts, helping people, never giving up. So don't give up you either. You don't give up, please. Keep up the good work. Talking about good works, Andre Moreira is here. Can't believe it. The doctor of the medical expeditions of Fraternity Without Borders. We've just talked about it every day. And he's a very hard-working spiritist friend who, in spite of anything, he's helping here and there and everywhere. And we're very thankful to Andre Moreira as well. Looking forward to seeing you here in the U.S., Andre. We're looking forward to that. So, friends, Camisiro Cunha is giving us these precious jewels. And the jewels telling us tonight, let your light shine. If you're searching for it, instead of anything, let us pray, keep working, hoping for the better, and always singing the song of love. Right? Yes, the song of love. You know, Chico Xavier's song, actually, the song of love, High Lily, High Low, in Portuguese, is so pretty. And I'm going to sing to you, because you know the tune, but I'm going to give you the words in Portuguese, because it's very positive. And it was the preferred song by Chico Xavier. I'm going to sing to you in Portuguese now. It just occurred to me. Eu vivo a vida cantando, High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Por isso sempre contente estou. O que passou, passou. O mundo gira depressa e nessas voltas eu vou, cantando a canção tão feliz que diz: High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Yeah, a song of love is a happy song. High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Let's sing along and go with the flow, because tonight we're being asked to be courageous, tough-skinned, and diligent in our duties of the heart. A big hug. And Jacob, God bless your mother. That's a beautiful song, right, Cesa? And much love to you. And until tomorrow, God willing.